If you're working in learning and development, you have probably heard this before. Can we get a coach for this person? And suddenly you are expected to know what that means and how to make it happen. In this video, I will walk you through how to handle a coaching request in a structured and professional way, from deciding if coaching actually is the right solution to choosing the right setup and managing the journey from start to finish. Before we get into the details, everything that I'm sharing in this video is based on my hands-on experience working in corporate learning and development, but also grounded in theory of coaching at the workplace. I have recently completed a coaching at the workplace module as part of my master's in organizational and business psychology. So what you hear today brings together real-world practice and coaching psychology principles that I have studied. So let's begin with the foundation, what exactly coaching is and what it is not. Because here is the thing, coaching gets thrown around a lot in corporate setting, but it is often misunderstood. So let's set the record straight. Coaching is a structured, collaborative process aimed at facilitating positive change. That's it. This is what is coaching. It's not about giving advice or solving someone's problem. It's about helping a person unlock their potential, build self-awareness, and develop their own solutions through guided reflection and, of course, action. In the workplace, coaching helps people to move from where they are right now to where they want to be. Let's also clear up what coaching is not. Coaching is not mentoring. Mentoring is a relationship-based and experience-driven. It is often advice-led. A mentor might say, here is what worked for me and perhaps it's going to work for you. It's great when someone is trying to navigate a new career path or move up the ladder, but it's not coaching. Coaching is not counseling or therapy. Counseling is for resolving emotional distress, burnout, trauma, or some past challenges. Counseling often focuses on the past and on the healing. Coaching doesn't go there. Coaching is not training. Training is structured and content focused. It's for when someone needs to learn something new, not reflect or grow through exploration. Coaching is non-directive, self-led, and solution-focused. It supports reflection, challenges assumptions, and helps people to take meaningful action without telling them what to do. So once we know what the coaching is, we move on to a step one, which is identifying the objective of the coaching. So since we know that there is a coaching need, what exactly this person is hoping to achieve? This is where most coaching requests fall apart, because if you don't define a goal of the coaching, can become easily very vague and ineffective. Start with the question, what outcome is the business or the individual is looking for or hoping for? What is the actual development area? Is it performance? Is it mindset? Is it behavior or confidence? You really need to play a detective here. Sometimes what's being called coaching is actually something else. If someone needs to improve how they run meetings or present ideas, that might be skills coaching or even a training program. If someone is looking for a career direction or visibility across function, they benefit more from mentoring than coaching. And if someone is going through stress, burnout, anxiety, or personal issues, that's a clear sign for therapy or counseling. So in this step, you are not just collecting context, you are helping clarify whether coaching is the best intervention or whether another solution might be more appropriate. If coaching seems like the right path after that exploration, great. We move to a next step, which is choosing a right coaching setup and the right coach. So it's time to decide who should actually deliver the coaching or the coaching experience. Now, In organizations, there are typically three options. You have internal coaches sometimes, especially in large organizations, usually from HR or L&D, who are certified coaches by ISF or BPS. Sometimes managers are acting as a coach, where managers apply coaching skills in day-to-day development conversations. And the third option is external coaches, where you have independent professionals hired from outside of the organization. Each of these has its own place, but in this video we are focusing on external coaching only because it's the most common route for formal one-on-one coaching, especially at the senior level. While internal and manager-led coaching are great in the right context, they come with their own complexities, boundaries, confidentiality, and role clarity. So that's a conversation for a separate video. Let's talk about why external coaching, while it's definitely the most expensive option, is often safest and the most effective option. It is often objective and neutral. Coaches are not part of the internal politics or reporting lines. Neutrality helps a coachee speak openly and honestly. There is clear confidentiality. Boundaries are simpler. The coachee knows what is private, what is shared, and who is involved. It also gives a broader perspective. External coaches bring cross-industry experience and challenge thinking in ways insiders of the company often can't. And external coaching is structured and professional. With external coaching, roles, goals, and processes are often formalized. That reduces risk and improves accountability. So if you're managing coaching requests and want a clean professional setup that supports trust and results, external coaching is your best option. The next step, making sure the coachee is matched with the right coach. So now that you have decided to go with external coach, the next question is, how do you choose the right one? You don't want to just pick someone based on their CV or LinkedIn profile. Coaching is a relationship-based process and experience, and that means chemistry between coach and coachee matters. Start with a short list by pulling together a list of 2-3 external coaches. That could be coaches that you worked in the past or someone in your network worked, profiles recommended by others in your network, trusted vendors or platforms, maybe like Coach, BetterUp, or Ezra. Start building a simple internal coach directory, a list of coaches whose style, approach, and outcomes you have seen firsthand or heard positive feedback. Once you have your short list, schedule chemistry sessions, usually 30 minutes informal conversation between each coach and a potential coachee. These aren't coaching sessions or not your first coaching session. They are more of what you're looking for is, does the coachee feels comfortable with coach? After the chemistry session, gather feedback from the coachee and help them to choose the coach they feel the most aligned with. This step is not about picking the most experienced coach. It's about finding the right one for the coachee's personality, goals, and communication style. Once the match is made, you move into the contracting and agreement setting. This isn't just a formality, it's what protects everyone involved. The coachee, so they know what to expect, the coach, so their role is clear and respected, and the organization to ensure alignment and reduce any risk. So what should the coaching agreement cover? Here are the essentials. Coaching objectives. What are we trying to achieve? These should reflect what was clarified earlier, whether it's improving decision-making, stakeholder influence, or adapting to a new role. Session structure. How many sessions will take place? How often will they meet? What is the start day? Most coaching journey run 6 sessions over 3 to 6 months, Of course, it can be longer if it's needed. It all depends on the goal and the availability. The next is confidentiality and boundaries. This part is crucial. The agreement must spell out what information stays strictly between coach and the coachee, and what, if anything, can be shared with the company, for example, general of the coaching or progress updates with consent. This clarity builds trust, which is the foundation of effective coaching relationships. Next, roles and responsibility. Who is responsible for what? The coachee is expected to show up on time, engage, and take ownership. The coach creates the environment, facilitates progress, and holds space and the boundaries, of course. L&D's role is to support and monitor, not to step into coaching room. Then ethical standards. The agreement should reference the coach's code of ethics, for example, ISF or BPS. This reinforces professionalism and ensures duty of care is in place. And then fees and cancellation terms, contracting an external coach, their rates, invoicing process, cancellation policy, so there are no surprises later. So at this point, everything is in place. The need is clear, the coach is selected, and the structure is agreed. So what is next? It's time to start the coaching journey. Let's talk about what happens during the coaching process and how to support it along the way. Once coaching begins, your role in L&D doesn't just stop. You don't need to be involved in every detail, of course, but you do need to create the conditions for success and track progress without overstepping. So let's break it down. It is nice to check in with coachee how their first session went. It can be just informal conversation. Then somewhere around the halfway point, after third or fourth session, it is helpful to schedule a quick check-in again with the coachee and to check how is it going, how's the experience, are the sessions helping you to move toward your goal. This kind of reflective conversation helps the coachee stay focused and gives you early signal about whether the journey is adding value. If appropriate and only with the coachee consent, you can also check in briefly with the coach, for example, to confirm attendance or flag any organizational changes that might affect coach. Now, what you don't need to do: don't ask the coach to share some private details. Don't expect reports about what has been discussed. Don't try to turn coaching into informal performance intervention, because it's gonna erode the trust. Coaching is a safe space, and protecting this space for coach is your job too. So the next, move into closing and reflection. Once coaching journey comes to the end, you can check in with the coachee through the conversation. What progress did you make towards your goals? What has shifted in terms of mindset, behavior, or self-awareness? What will you take forward from this experience into your role? This reflection not only reinforces the insight, it helps to recognize growth and change. Depending on your internal processes, you might also send a post-coaching feedback to the coachee. Keep it light, relevant, and focused on the experience rather than trying to quantify every outcome. You can ask, how would you describe the overall impact of coaching on your role or your mindset? What did you value most about your coaching experience? Do you have any suggestions to improve future coaching support? This gives you useful information while keeping the experience personal and human, and not overly corporate and process driven. And while feedback forms are helpful for capturing immediate impressions, there is also a bigger question we often get asked: how do we actually measure the impact of coaching on the business and the organization? Measuring coaching impact isn't always straightforward, but it's possible when you look at the right indicators over time. Here are some practical ways to do it without turning process into a reporting nightmare. First is stakeholder feedback. Check in with the coach's manager or director or key stakeholder with the consent, of course, after the coaching engagement has ended. Ask targeted questions like, have you noticed any changes in how this person communicates or manages decisions? Is this person showing up differently in team or in cross-functional work? This type of feedback provides rich qualitative insight into whether change is visible to others. And you can also do delayed 360 feedback 6 to 12 months later. Instead of doing a full 360 review right after a coaching, give coachees some time, 6 to 12 months, to apply what they have learned. You can also look at internal movement or retention. Coaching often builds confidence or clarity. So look whether the coachee took more responsibility, move into a new role or function, choose to stay with the company and grow within the company instead of exiting the company. These are the strong signals that coaching contributed to a longer-term engagement and development. Check also if the coaching goals have been met. Go back to your original coaching objectives. Did the coachee meet them? Did they speak to what changed and how they applied those shifts in their role? Sometimes this comes out in their own reflection, sometimes in conversations with their coach or manager. Either way, it helps you close the loop and understand the value being delivered through a coaching experience. Your role in L&D is to hold space around coaching journey to make it ethical, structured, and meaningful. The way we manage the coaching process directly shapes the kind of impact we create through people development. If this video gave you some clarity and new perspective, give it a like so it can reach even more people who might need it too. If you're ready to take your L&D career to the next level and you want some support along the way, I'm here to help. You can reach out to me via email or send me a message on Instagram. Let's chat and see how we can work together to move your career forward. You will find all the details on my website, lisastus.com. I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams. Bye for now.